Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? What a nice day it is today as well. It certainly is a nice day. How is everyone? Let me know who we've got in the chat. Make sure you do drop a like and subscribe as well. Most of you probably are subscribed, but if you're not, do make sure you subscribe. Yeah. How are we all doing? I will be on camera, and Wiz will be joining us in a minute as well. He was just a little bit late. Well, it's not late, is he? Because he does this voluntarily to come on. But he will just be joining us in a little moment, and I will be on camera as well. I've got a parcel that's one stop away. So yeah, there's no point me loading the camera up just to then walk away. And speak of the devil, here he is. Hello, Mr. Wizard, my friend.
Good afternoon. How are we?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Very good, very good. It's great to have you on again. Big thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Like I said, I was just saying, Wiz, before, I don't know if you heard or not, I've got a parcel that's one stop away, so no point me loading the camera up to then just walk away from it. So, yeah, because I can't go and answer the door in a cap, sunglasses, and a snood.
You give your character away.
That's it. Yeah, well, he'll answer the door and go, "Are you Stonksy?" So yeah, but let's see who we've got in the chat. We've got the gold sniper, the legend gold sniper. We got Judd, another Dave. How we doing, mate? We got Scott, Kev, Mike Munns. Yes, mate. And we've got Dave Mullen as well. What's happening? What's happening to you, mate? Yeah, it's great to see everyone. Let me just check on the status of this. So, tell us, Wiz, how have you been, mate? What have you been up to?
I've been all right. Yeah, not a huge amount to report on, really. Sort of away from a bit of time away from crypto. Just let my DCA bots running and just let the market chaos do its thing. Yeah. How about yourself, Dave?
What did I just hear then? Did I just hear someone at the back door? Hang on. I think I just heard someone at the back door. I don't know. Won't be a sec. Sorry, mate. I'll answer that question in a second. Just wait there. Will you take over entertaining the chat? I'm sure I've just heard someone knock on the back door.
I will do. So who have we got in the chat? We've got Gold Sniper. Hello, Judd, another Dave, Scott Chegg, Kevin McGee, Mike Munns, David Mulan, Crypto Bro, Lee Usherwood, Crypto Bro, and Dangerous. That's a good name. That's a very good name. Hello, Scotty Charisma. Hello, Jeglu Wagwan. Time to buy alts. I think I personally sort of sit back a little bit. I think best course of action, what I've been doing is I've just had DCA bots running on stuff I like. I think we go lower. Yeah, in terms of, I think it's an interesting one. I think today you'll see quite a bit of red in the market because I think you'll see a lot of de-risking. You'll see a lot of de-risking ahead of all the data on Friday, and then obviously whatever data comes out on Friday will determine the trajectory in which we pump or continue dumping. I think it's a sell the news event personally. I think there's that, but I'm not sure how much impact the crypto news from the White House has relative to the other news that we'll get from the Federal Reserve, etc. I think if I'm being totally honest, I don't think from a policy point of view it's going to move the needle. I think what's going to move the needle in terms of a bull run is this global macro picture. And once we start to see the liquidity floodgates begin to open, that's when I think we'll see the big runs. Personally, I may be wrong. We may just pump endlessly from Friday, but I doubt that very much. I think we've got I think we need a lot of global macro stuff to unravel first before we think about big send it pumps, if I'm honest. But I don't know, could you determine that as bullish? Yeah, I'm really bullish.
I was thinking about this yesterday because obviously we were talking about it, we say with crypto. And initially, well, yesterday, I said that I think it'll be a sell the news event tomorrow as well. But the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, if every single person thinks it's going to be a sell the news event, then what is the likely outcome? Like, I'm pretty sure, let me run a poll. I bet most people in here would say it's going to be a sell the news event. Which leads me to believe, I haven't logged in. Piss. Let me do that now. Which leads me to potentially believe that if everyone's going to try and short this tomorrow at the same time, then what is the likely outcome? The likely outcome is maybe that we don't, maybe not straight away at least, and we maybe actually rip, is what I'm maybe thinking now. Because if everyone does the same thing and has the same outcome, most of the time, it's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's interesting now because there's kind of like a little bit of pressure building now, because obviously we had this, all this going on with Thingio. Now Brazil have announced today, haven't they, that they've passed a Bitcoin reserve and have already begun buying. So Brazil have already passed one and begun buying. Is that my parcel? No, that's parcel plus. This parcel's still not come. I don't know where it is. So they've already passed one and begun buying. South Korea and now got announced today as well. They're looking at doing a Bitcoin reserve. So it's interesting because, if everyone thinks the same thing's going to happen, then what might happen? I think it all depends on what they say, doesn't it? I think it all depends on what they say. I think most people, the questions on most people's minds is, when are they going to start buying? How much are they going to start buying? And that's pretty much it, isn't it? I think that's the main questions.
Yeah, and I think there's a little way to go, certainly, before you start to see the actual buying. I'm hesitant. I think one thing that is quite interesting that I've been keeping an eye on over the last few days is global bond rates are really starting to creep up again. Like some of the numbers are pretty big. Like Germany, for instance, after they've unveiled their new plans to fund all the defence and stuff, Germany's bonds have absolutely shot up this last week, in relative bond terms anyway.
Yeah.
I think we're approaching even the Swiss 10-year is up 7.7% today.
Wow. It's like an altcoin.
Yeah, isn't it? Japan's up 5%. Japan's up 5%. Germany's done another 1 on top of the 8 it did. Korea up 2%. So stuff is from a macro point of view, stuff that the cracks are starting to show. Yeah, personally, I think we start to see a heavy stimulus come soon. Personally,
yeah, which is what we want. It's what we want, isn't it? We want stimulus, at least for us, anyway. I mean, you know what? If we get to a point where you're happy to sell, then from that point onwards, you just team crash, aren't you? After that point, like as soon as you sell, it's right, that's done. Tank everything 80-90%, so I can buy again.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think we've got a mega run ahead. I think everyone's looking from a narrower perspective than potentially what we've got on our hands. At the end of the day, I think Bitcoin and crypto in general now has got to a point where it's outside of our bubble. And if you want to get the institutions involved, the institutions play on a real sort of macro scale.
Yeah, 100%. We've got Cold Sniper saying, I was leaning towards a sell the news short, but I would have preferred to see Bitcoin climb higher now. As you mentioned, since everyone expects to dump, the market could do the opposite. It could do. I think really it's probably maybe likely to do a move where it just blows everyone's socks off and then crushes everyone. So I think it will probably, in my eyes now, I'm thinking it probably goes higher than people expect and maybe pumps for maybe a little bit longer than people expect. And then in turn, then it then wrecks the people that are trying to follow on that pump. So we'll see anyway. We'll see. I'm thinking like maybe something towards like mid 90s, maybe even towards 100, and then back down towards 90 is what maybe I'm leaning towards. But we'll see. We'll see. Apart from a part of BSR, I think they will announce zero tax gains. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do zero.
No.
I don't think they're going to do zero. I think they might lower it for US-based crypto assets. I think they might.
Zero is plausible though.
Yeah, it's plausible.
That's the advantage that gold's always had. Is gold's always been exempt.
Yeah, it might. Yeah,
and I guess if you're trying to make it a digital gold, there's that. Obviously, they'd miss out on the tax revenues, but I think one of the things that we've seen with crypto, and I say to be honest, tax more broadly, is now that people have got a lot more mobile and can take their money anywhere.
Yeah,
you just end up with a bit of people just choose where they decide to live and pay tax. Obviously, the US levies a tax. Do the benefits of living in the US outweigh that tax? That's, I guess, for the individual to sit down and say. But yeah, that's. I think zero tax. I wouldn't necessarily call it a catalyst, because I think people I think there's a lot of overthinking that. I think what you'll see probably out of this and what it's aimed to do is it'll be Trump and David Sachs basically listening to these people and trying to identify where they could use policy to address it. And a lot of that policy is stuff that you or I or the individual investor probably has very little awareness or probably interest in. That it'll be like, I don't know, like their ability to bank, or they have an issue with a certain law or something like that. And I think a lot of it will be trying to address that sort of legislation rather than sort of just let's take all tax off and open up the Wild West. I think the US will be quite hesitant to open it up as a Wild West. They'd want to make sure the rails are on before they unleash it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. What time is it tomorrow? Does anyone know? Has it been announced what time it's on? I don't even know what time it's on, because tomorrow's a packed day. We've got non-farm payrolls, Powell speaking, and then obviously we've got this crypto summit. So expect swings and roundabouts tomorrow. We've got Crypto Bro saying what the higher bonds mean from a macro perspective.
So it varies across context. I think where they essentially what they symbolize is investors' belief in a country to service its debts. Really, is where it stands. So obviously, Germany taking out all of this borrowing, investors on a macro scale probably expect little to no growth, and so they want a higher return on their bonds because they believe that there will be A, more risk, and B, more inflation from it. Essentially, that's what it indicates from a macro point of view. It's basically people's belief in, from a sovereign perspective. Anyway, if we're talking about yields, not corporate bonds. It's it's a country's, it's the confidence in a country's economy, essentially.
My parcels here won't be a sec, Wiz.
And obviously you get a lot of gilt yields across different time periods, and you can start to see some of these detach a little bit over years. I mostly tend to look when I look at the 10 years, but you can immediate term you look at the 2 years. So the 2 years is quite a good indication of where they think we're going in the immediate days. But yeah, it's Germany's an interesting one as well. Putting my macro hat on, is essentially one of the issues that's always been in the European Union is because there's a central bank that governs all of the European Union. All of their monetary policy has to be agreed, and it's looked at from the context of all member states. And so previously you've had real issues, particularly sort of after 2008, where you had some countries in the European Union, particularly those sort of in the sort of southern Europeans, where the economies are a lot weaker, who require, if they had their own central bank would be taking different steps to what the Europeans are doing. So where you potentially got people like Spain or Greece that needed stimulus, Germany was always resistant because it wasn't in the benefits of Germany and France. From a European perspective, if you see Germany going down the pan, that's bad news for the EU as a whole, given sort of Germany is probably by far the strongest economic nation in Europe, and has been struggling for quite a few years after obviously the Russian war is the big downfall for Germany, because that's where Germany's big, from their economic point of view, Germany's big economic advantage, if we think sort of German manufacturing of all the cars and the automobiles and all of sort of that heavy manufacturing, it's been built on cheap energy which has come from Russia. And ever since the cheap Russian energy has stopped, the whole made in Germany element is beginning to really grind down. When Germany's expensive to manufacture, that's a real issue for both Germany and the European Union. And I think if trust begins to go in Germany, the European Central Bank will be very, very keen to kickstart Germany to avoid dragging the rest of the European Union down. That's why I find the German thing really interesting. There's not a whole lot of faith in the German economy off the back of that.
Fantastic. Hope you was all listening to that. We've got Gregor saying short term might trigger a large sell-off. Mike Munns, he's been waiting for a few days to short Nero ETH. Caught it. Sometimes just have to sit in your hands and wait. Well, that's it, yeah. Sometimes you just got to make a plan and then wait until the plan comes to a trigger point. And we have the legend Stonksy as well. Hello to you, mate. How we doing? But yeah, it is interesting. It's fascinating. We've got, obviously, Bitcoin sat just above $90. What's interesting is the S&P 500 has been absolutely tanking in futures. We've had a big old sell-off this morning, back down towards the local lows. So we'll see what sort of carnage that's going to bring on the open. Let's see where the Mag 7 is on open. So we've got Nvidia down a couple of points, down to 113. We've got Apple down. We've got Meta down. I think all of them. Yeah, we've got Microsoft down.
Microsoft.
All of them are down pre-market. Tesla down and Google down. Yeah, so all of them are down pre-market by a couple of dollars at the least. So it'll be interesting to see what we get on US Open. Looks like potentially it might be a bit of carnage, which wouldn't be the first time we've saw Bitcoin pump into the US Open and then dump off. That's what we've got most of the time recently. So we'll see what we bring anyway. But the market's got a bit of a mixture. You've got some altcoins that are not doing so bad, like XRP. Link's doing quite well. Render's doing all right. ENA is doing all right. And then you've got some that are down a good handful as well. So we'll see what we get today. But it looks interesting. And yeah, it's definitely difficult out there at the moment. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. It's a difficult environment to try and manage. So just be careful out there.
It's a choppy one, I think, over the next couple of days.
Yes, yeah, it will be. I'm interested to see what this what time this summit's on tomorrow. But yeah, just to obviously recap any news maybe that you've missed. We've obviously got Brazil's launched a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and they've already bought a couple $1 million worth of Bitcoin. So they're going to be deploying that money into that consistently. Then we've got South Korea is exploring also creating a Bitcoin reserve. So potentially we're seeing the start of what could be a arms race, but for Bitcoin. So a Bitcoin race. I don't know. We'll see. But the first dominoes are ticking, aren't they?
Yeah. In answer to your question, Dave, it is 1:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time.
So that's is that like 5 hours plus our time?
Yeah, because the hours have shifted a little bit now, haven't they? Because
what time?
Yeah.
1:30 to what time?
1:30 till 5 Eastern time. So what's that?
That's a long time.
That's
that.
like.
We must have some.
I mean, you'd expect it to be 4 hours. I don't think Trump will be there for the entire.
No.
3.5 hours.
No. But yeah, that's a mighty long time. Have you seen the list of people that are going? It's incredible, really.
Yeah, I mean, waiting to see what's actually confirmed, because I've seen people suggesting CZ's going, and I highly doubt CZ is ever going to set foot in the United States again.
Yeah, I don't know if that list is even confirmed or not, but I know some of them are definitely going. I know Brian Armstrong's going. Obviously, you'll have Brad Garlinghouse there. You'll have Charles Hoskinson there. Sailor's going. So there's a few, and then you've got, I think on the list.
I saw the I've forgotten her name, but I think the CEO of Drift Protocol was invited as well.
Ah, okay.
I know that she's been doing a lot of rounds of there. Have you used that platform?
No, I haven't.
It's not bad actually. It's quite fun to. Crikey, I don't know if you've got this metric, but I'm looking at XRP dominance.
No,
it's going up, isn't it?
It is holding up well, isn't it? Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think aside from Bitcoin, XRP is like the retail coin, isn't it? It's probably the one coin that most people probably know about, and it is always just all over TikTok and stuff like that. Like, it is the one coin that people seem to just love for some reason. I mean, it's performed exceptionally well. You know, it's beat probably most things in people's portfolios over the past couple of months, hasn't it?
But that's the big indicator, isn't it? For altcoin season to occur in the small caps, I'd say obviously we want Bitcoin dominance to fall apart, but we need XRP dominance to fall off as well. You can't have a wide-ranging alt season with XRP taking up 5% of the market.
Yeah, and you've still got like things like XLM and HBAR and Algo all to really come down still as well. Even though they've kind of looked like they've been distributing, like XLM, it's still, it's still up. Oh, what, 3x?
Ooh. I will say, Dave, Stonksy short on the daily. Yeah. I know it didn't catch the short on the last daily, but look at what it caught on the daily of the long.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. It looks like it's just, well, it is just kind of in like some sort of like wedge, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's like kind of.
The real bit to watch is
that, to be honest.
The real bit to watch is obviously with it coming down is you've got to watch that volume note around sort of 20 cents.
Yeah.
If it falls through that level, you're heading back to 10 cents on that one.
Yeah, and that thing has really already had its full bull cycle. Really, it went back to pretty much its last cycle highs nearly, and did a 6x over a 6x from the bottom. So in terms of like a bull cycle, that thing has kindly already had it. And for this, and the same for things like HBAR and that, they've already had their explosion, haven't they? Again, kind of nearly went back to its high. Apart from that one spike, it was pretty much there. So yeah, interesting. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of months. If it's not going to be an interesting couple of months, then it's going to be a very, very long summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very long summer, that's for sure. But
yeah,
let us know what you want us to look at in the chat anyway. Give us some suggestions what you want us to look at.
Send some altcoins.
Yeah, give us some altcoins. Good morning, Josh. How we doing? North Korea offers to help South Korea with cryptocurrency research. Surely not. Teach them how to scam and hack. Pretty much. That's all they need to teach them then, isn't it? Just teach them how to hack and scam. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting few days. And really what we need is the S&P 500 to stop this choppiness. Because if this can stop doing this and hold more or even bounce back to the upside, then it'll give Bitcoin a lot more room to run then and squeeze, where this nature of just constant up and down choppiness is not good for us, because it puts pressure on Bitcoin. So that's another metric to watch, is just see what the S&P 500 is doing. Obviously, at the moment, it looks like we're creating another higher low, maybe, on a very low time frame. But we do have this potential drop down here, which would be very clean SR test. And no doubt this would give a very nice bounce, I think, if we came down to here. There's a lot of fear mongering going on as well in the in TradFi about the S&P 500. Everyone's just literally just getting the weekly chart, zooming out and going, wow, that looks crazy. It must collapse. So I think maybe it's just building up shorts, building up liquidity, and then we'll just blast people. We'll have to see.
Yeah. And I think you've also got there's the other element of whilst the dollar's strong, but it's currently falling off, is it makes it a lot cheaper to buy and invest in countries abroad, which is why you've seen the UK market do quite well as the dollar's done well. You've seen a lot of American investment because obviously the PEs that stuff trades at in the US is pretty obscene.
Yeah. Someone's asked for Sonic, so
it's a great short, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting chart for sure. Obviously had a mega run up, did nearly a 3x, like a 2.5x, but has been distributing back down. So I don't know where it bounces from. I think maybe it comes back down into this this little consolidation here. If it doesn't hold around these levels. But it's an interesting chart because I think there's a lot going on the Sonic network now, isn't there? I think.
Yeah, I saw the TVL's gone. The TVL's gone a bit nuts.
Yeah, and you can also still, if you wanted to see historical price action, you can still use the FTM chart. I think, can't you? Can you? I don't know. Can you still use the FTM chart? Does it still work? No, that's Binance US, isn't it? I don't know. Can you still use it? Doesn't look like it. I thought you could still use it. But yeah, that's looks like it's in the bin now. But yeah, I think obviously if we get bullish markets, it looks like maybe Sonic is going to be one of the stronger ones. Maybe it goes on a run like Sui. We'll have to see. Let's see what FUD the US used today to dump the markets. Yeah, there's something every day now, isn't there? That's the thing. There is literally something every single day to do with some sort of incident or something. Can you check WIF, please? Foolishly opened a 40x long by accident. Thankfully isolated. Bloody hell, have you done that?
That is nuts.
Can check WIF, yeah. Let's check WIF out. The thing with WIF is that I think off the top of my head, I think it's in no man's land. Really, let's see.
It is. It's pretty much. It's pretty much got down to a level where it either dies or runs again.
Yeah. So this isn't the best. What could we use for this? Let's see. I'm guessing there's more data on the MEXC one. Let's pull up the MEXC chart. Nope. Oh no, yeah. Yeah. So it's nearly there. Yeah, it is nearly there. I think if it gets one more drop into here, I think that is probably the area. Maybe here, maybe it gets front run. I don't know. But I think here the risk reward is at its highest in it. Like that is high risk reward, to be fair. If it drops into there, that is probably where it goes. Now, what I think happens with a lot of these, like with Popcat and a few others, is that they will get an exit pump and they will form a macro lower high. WIF's a bit different because it has kind of like this double top pattern. But I think what will happen is, wherever it goes from, and I know this probably doesn't help you directly. In terms of you, Reggie, man, obviously with a 40x open, it kind of needs to hold around this. It definitely needs to hold the lows, doesn't it?
40x is. If it runs, you've got a nice return there.
Yeah, I mean, how much room do you get on a 40x before liquidation? It's at 2.5%.
Yeah, which
so you don't have enough. You've only got, oh God, Christ! So you've only got enough room.
That is
pretty much for it to just go below its daily open.
That is.
That's pretty. Yeah.
That is nuts.
I mean, can you close it? I mean, it's not really too much. What price did you open it? Because it's not gone very high today. It's only gone up to pretty much 60 cents. So could you not close it? I don't know. The thing obviously is with memes is we get any sort of swing on Bitcoin and these are going to get pulled and pushed. But in terms of the wider picture on WIF, if we do get one last push down, maybe another 10, 15% drop on it, 20% into here, I think that is the risk reward then to go, right, okay, it's probably ready for an exit pump. If it is going to do that, like you can see it.
6 liquidation.
Like
that's
here, it might even be forming its base here. To be fair, this might be it. And then what I expect to probably happen is it will get like a run up, form some sort of macro lower high, and then it will then distribute back down.
Yeah.
Some of them I think will go to new highs. So like I think like something like SPX probably has room to go to new highs. But something like Popcat is in the exact same position. So this is really clear. This has broken its trend line. And for me, it needs to regain this level, just around 39 cents. But again, something like this is really clear because it's had one printed high. I think probably, as you can see here, that would be quite tough resistance for it to conquer. So what I'd probably be looking with Popcat is eventually, and again, this potentially looks like accumulation now on these memes. Like that's quite a nice base and range forming on it. Is for it to break out, pump up. That looks like it would be quite strong. So maybe it rounds off there. Then that would be the high. Then you'd have printed a macro lower high, and then it'll distribute back down. Is what I'm thinking for a lot of these memes. But no doubt, I think they will get a decent. I mean, that would be a 6x.
Yeah.
Pretty much on Popcat. And yeah, looking at that, that was very strong support. It's flipped it to resistance. I think that would be quite hard for it to break above unless there is just some sort of monster thing,
Yeah,
but a lot of these, a lot of them won't go to new highs, and some of them will. Yeah.
So when we get that silly money back in the market.
Yeah, and some of them, a lot of them will go to new highs, and then a lot of them will just form a macro lower high. So something like SPX, I probably think that probably does, because that's like got a strong cult meme sense about it, hasn't it? But yeah, something like Popcat, I don't know. Maybe it does go to new highs. I don't know, but that's just one theory. So we'll see what happens anyway. Well, yeah, you just need that kind of you need that endless amount of money to come back in, don't you? And this is where they accumulate. That money that we're talking about. Where a base like this that's forming. You can see that at the moment. That looks like a clear accumulation base. If we look at Popcat, there you go. You've got pretty much the same. A nice little range forming at the bottom of a 80 to 90% pullback. That's kind of where you can look to hedge your bets. Standard one's Peanut, in it. What we was looking at. Peanut had the same, came down, kind of rounded off, and that's gone quite quickly. To be fair, when you look at it, it wasn't really at the bottom for too long before it bottomed off, and that's already started to go quite quickly. But again, something like Peanut, does it go to new highs? But yeah, I doubt it. But will it form a macro lower high? Maybe. We'll have to see, won't we? But Bitcoin is looking interesting. That's not a very good daily candle so far. That's not a very nice looking daily candle. I will put the poll in the chat now as well. But, I mean, in short, what are we saying to Reggie, man? I mean, if you can get out anywhere around break even. Oh, it's only $40. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad, I suppose, if you're not bothered about it then. Yeah. Josh says my 5750 SPX March 18th expiry puts a print in. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Yonksy says 40x is too much. He will open a whiff long at 3x to start with. If go down, I have room. If we see market bounce, it's very easy to add. And that's it, yeah. Like you're a big fan of low leverage longs, aren't you, Wiz?
I am, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd still be waiting for entries now at this point, though. I think even to be fair, even something like whiff, you could operate. I mean, even spot buy, you're looking at 3, 4, 5x. I think where stuff's gotten to now at a point is even spot at this point is there or sort of 1.5, 2x. I think once you start going to 40, that's where it can get a bit messy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've never messed with that type of leverage.
No, it's that's where you really sort of control, especially not on something like that. Because I mean, if you look at whiff, I don't think it's ever had a candle that's smaller than that. that's smaller than that room for margin you've got anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, yeah, 40x is something maybe you use on Bitcoin when it comes into like a really key level, if you like that kind of leverage, because obviously, you know, a Bitcoin 2.5% move is a lot different to a meme coin 2.5% move. You have got some kind of room on Bitcoin for a move like that. But yeah, with it only being $40, Reg, I suppose it's up to you. You could just leave it, whatever. But it is interesting to look across them memes now and just to see what's happening. I mean, a lot of them are probably waiting on Sol, aren't they? You know, Sol moves and they will move. But, you know, what we've got to remember about Sol is that has had a colossal pullback on it. So Sol has pulled back. It pulled back 57% to its low. And it's currently a 50% pullback. Inside about a month and a half. So, yeah, big pullback on Sol. So, you know, you start to see this trade $200 again and above. And then it's looking like a lot of a different story. Anything that's beta to Sol. So it's just about waiting for that movement on Sol again, which no doubt probably will come. But yeah, what do you think we should take a look at? I'm going to just start this poll quickly.
What have we got? Fart coin and butthole coin. I mentioned butthole coin in the CSE chat yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, that's yeah. I asked Block Pro to at the end of the session to have a look at it.
To chat butthole.
Yeah.
And what was the butthole looking like?
It's ripping actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
It sounds painful. Let's see. What's it on? Is it listed anywhere?
It's on.
Oh, of course. The only place it's listed, Mexi.
It's on Switchblog actually, I will say, in its defense.
Is it?
Yeah.
Butthole. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at it go. Oh wow. Is this the one that was around a while ago? It must be, mustn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this
is the one that I seen someone tweet at it, like, and it was literally like 500k market cap. What did it go to?
When is the millions?
Oh, I remember this because I think we covered it on stream once, and I was like, no way, is this the same coin? I'm sure I seen someone tweet it at like 500k market cap, and then yeah, like it went to like tens of millions.
Yeah, it's I know one of the big names behind it is Altcoin Gordon.
All right, okay.
Yeah, he's one of the big names behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was in yeah, that's right, Reggie, man. That's exactly right. But yeah, so currently we are rejecting on Bitcoin again from this range low area and forming not the best looking candle on the daily at the moment. But if we zoom out to the weekly, the weekly again is looking good. You know, if we can somehow close this week above 92k, then them weekly candles are looking nice. And I think a lot of the selling pressure should have been flushed out the market really at that point to close 2 weekly candles as a pin bar.
Dave.
Yeah, no worries. So if we get 2 pin bars, then yeah, I think we're looking potentially good after that. But we'll have to see. Obviously, it'll mostly depend on what happens over the next few days. But what should we look at? Obviously, leading up to US Open. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe as well. We've only got 11 likes. I see you all there. We've only got 11 likes, so come on, let's boost that up a bit. Let's boost it up. So it's 50-50 at the moment. Get your likes in and get your vote on the poll too. So do both of them. And I'll be massively, massively appreciative. What I do want to try and find, actually, is... let me put this on again. Yeah, right. I want to try and find Michael Saylor talking about... he was talking on CNBC, weren't he? I think, was it on CNBC? Was it yesterday or today? Let's see. Let's see if he's posted it out. Because I wouldn't mind watching what he was saying, because obviously... Here he is, yeah. Right, so we'll watch a little bit of this together now. Because I've not watched it yet, so let's see what he was saying.
Your company owns more Bitcoin than any other company. What, about 500,000 tokens?
Yeah, about 2.4% of the worldwide supply, 500,000.
Let's just get your view, because everybody's dying to know about the summit and what they think is going to be announced. How do you think this crypto reserve will be financed?
Well, I think that there's a 6-month process that's been laid out by the executive order, and I think the president was fairly deliberate in that. There are 12 members on the Presidential Working Committee. There'll be involvement from the industry. There'll be involvement from the Senate and from the House, and it's above my pay grade to decide how it gets determined. But the Lummis bill has laid out the idea of acquiring Bitcoin strategically over 4 years, just consistently day by day, in order to reach a million Bitcoin target.
Okay, the government has 200,000 Bitcoin, as I understand it. We equal about 17 billion at today's prices. So to get up there, how they would have to purchase Bitcoin, right? So as the government purchases these Bitcoin and other tokens, what is that going to do to the price? And supply goes down, the price goes up?
Well, the most responsible thing would be to go slow and steady and deliberate with clear telegraphing and transparency, so that the real key about Bitcoin is for people to understand that it's digital property. It's a savings account that empowers every single American to save their wealth and preserve it over time. And so what the government can do is to give clarity to the asset class and confidence to every American citizen, so they know they have an alternative to gambling and the stock market.
I know you said that it's above your pay grade to decide, but you are allowed an opinion. Do you think taxpayer money should be used to purchase these tokens and points to fill the reserve?
I think the way to think about the industry is there's digital commodities, that's Bitcoin, an asset without an issuer. There's digital currencies like the stable coins. That's really important for US dollar supremacy and digital commerce. There are digital securities like tokenized stocks and bonds that will actually provide a capital efficiency and globalization for American securities. And then there are digital tokens, assets with issuers that provide digital utility that are very interesting and compelling. Their role is capital creation for the small and mid-sized companies that are blocked from the capital markets right now. I think that it's wise to capitalize a country or a company on a commodity, an asset without an issuer, something like a property. You could buy oil. Bitcoin is a commodity. I think that
XRP is attached to a company, Ripple.
I think that those are tokens, and we should have a regulatory framework to allow them to be issued, because
but in the reserve, should they be in the reserve?
I think the emerging consensus in the industry is that Bitcoin should be the element in a strategic reserve over the long term for the country. But if you wanted to support various investments in a sovereign wealth fund, that would be up to the executive branch.
So let's be clear. I'm hearing you say the reserve fund should really have the tested one, and that is Bitcoin, and not Solana or Cardano or Solana.
And the important thing to keep in mind is Bitcoin is the
Solano. Did anyone else say that? I heard the Solano. Did anyone? Did anyone else there say Solano? Biblical. That is great. Does anyone like him watching this? It's not got much longer. It's on for 7 minutes 47. We've watched 3 minutes 49. It's interesting to hear him speak about it. Normally, he's like, I don't know. He seems a lot more smiley, doesn't he, in this? He seems a lot more smiley and a lot more like normally he's very serious, very hard-faced. He seems a lot like more relaxed and stuff like that now. Does that allude to maybe he knows what is coming tomorrow? I mean, I haven't
sounds
watched,
calm, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sounds calm. But did you hear the woman call it Solano? Solano. Yeah. But he sounds very like calm and relaxed. So let's see what he's saying.
Agreed upon foundational asset in the entire crypto economy because it's the asset without an issuer. It's neutral. 99% of the energy and the capital has flown into that one. But I want to be clear that the U.S. has the opportunity to be the leader in digital assets if they have a progressive framework that supports currencies, securities, and tokens as well.
Michael, let me play devil's advocate because I support any choice of if people want to buy Bitcoin. I never understood why the Gary Gensler SEC was so virulently and vehemently against it. But when you talk about strategic reserves, the U.S. has strategic reserves for things like oil, for things like medical devices and equipment and military equipment, just in case there is some type of crisis and we don't want to be caught flat-footed because in best case scenario, like the 1975 oil embargo by the Arabs, the economy took a very big bruising, or worst case scenario, people could die if they don't have the right medical equipment. Who's going to die without Bitcoin? My point is there are a lot of people who are saying, why do we need this?
You know, the most important thing to understand is that we bought 75% of this nation with about $40 million. So the United States expanded west. We bought Louisiana, we bought California, we bought Texas, we bought Alaska. It's property. If you think of Bitcoin as property in cyberspace, and you say, where is all the money in the world headed? Well, it's headed from foreign countries, China, Russia. It wants to go to cyberspace. It wants to go from the physical world to the digital world. So if you think about Bitcoin as cyberspace, then the logic behind a Bitcoin strategic reserve is not so much you're storing up Bitcoin. It's really that you're taking.
Interesting. I have a sudden urge to buy some Solano. Me too. I can't wait to go and look at this Solano coin. I bet you any money that was definitely created on Pump Fun after that. There's definitely a coin on Pump Fun called Solano after she said that. I've just been looking at this. Well, I've been looking at it. Do you remember this guy? Do you remember this guy? I haven't heard anything about him in ages. Do you remember him? Wiz?
I do, yeah. Is he?
He's the one that that said this is the biggest bull trap I've ever seen, and kept, as Bitcoin was going up to like, it went up to like 20k, 30k, kept drawing lines down to 12k. He just kept doing it. So yeah, I haven't heard anything, but I remember every time Bitcoin would pump, it'd be Capo trending on Twitter, and like Capo was wrong or Capo was right. But it's interesting. Like, you don't hear any. I mean, he's got a huge account, hasn't he? Jesus, massive. But yeah, I don't hear anything about him anymore. But yeah, that Sailor video is interesting. I like listening to him talk me. Do you?
Yeah. He's.
I do like listening to him talk.
He makes you feel bullish,
he talks
doesn't he?
very well, doesn't he? Yeah, I think like just the way he puts Bitcoin across and stuff like that. It's very like, it does make you feel bullish, and it just makes you feel like, God damn it, this man's got so much Bitcoin. He's either gonna go down in history as like the smartest man ever, or if it blows up in his face, the guy that lost it all. It's gonna be one or the two. So yeah, but I do love listening to him speak. He puts it across so good. He does put it across so good. And that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed watching that. Right, we've got half an hour until US Open, and we've got 54% of people thinking that we go up. Since that time, we have pulled back on Bitcoin another couple of $100, so we are coming back down. Yeah, this is what's weighing us down today. Again, this is what's weighing us down. So we'll see what happens. Have you got anything you'd like us to pull up with?
What I've not really. What else have I got on my list? Let's have a look. Doing. Osmo is having a relatively good day. STG down. Everything on my watch list is just even down. I've been so out of it, really. I must say, Dave. Like I said earlier, I've just got a DCA bot running, and just almost just waiting for the storm to blow over.
Yeah.
What have we got?
I think maybe we take a look at. Should we take a look at the coins that maybe go tax-free? Let's have a look at Made in America. So obviously we've got these big ones. It would be interesting then, wouldn't it? Because then maybe as well, then like anything staked on USDC, then would be tax-free, wouldn't it? So if you stake USDC and get you like 5% or whatever, then that's tax-free then, wouldn't it? I imagine that would just fall into the same category.
Yeah, I think the
So
tax
that would be
element's an
interesting.
interesting one. I think that for me feels more of a narrative rather than a fundamental.
Yeah.
I guess fundamentally, would I buy a coin just because it's tax-free in certain jurisdictions? Probably not. Particularly at the end of the day, I think as well, because you've got so much upside in a lot of these cryptos, is you could buy something that does a 2x that's tax-free, or instead you get something that you might have to pay 25-30% capital gains tax on, but it does a 6 or 7x. I don't think I think the whole tax element is a bit of a narrative. I think obviously we need no tax on Bitcoin and potentially Ethereum, given sort of to put it on that parity with the benefits of gold. But outside of that, I don't think it's. I think the tax thing's a bit of a red herring, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you say, you're not going to go. I mean, especially for us as well. What's the point in us going buying them?
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't, would you? Like, there's literally no point. But yeah, interesting, and it's a decent list as well. To be fair, isn't it? You know, there's a decent amount of coins on there. Yeah, some good projects on there for sure.
Sui, Chainlink,
got loads
on there.
Yeah, there's quite a few, isn't there? What other ones have we got that we could look at? I don't know, but we'll see what happens anyway. We losing support now. To be honest, I'll be honest. I mean, at the moment, how much do SR lines even matter at the moment? Because there's that much manipulation and just swinging in the price. I mean, really, the main one that matters is us breaking back above and consistent and like properly holding the 92k level. Really, that is what I see anyway. We need to properly like recapture the 92k level and actually hold above. But I mean, how much really weight are we going to apply with all these events coming up, especially tomorrow? Any sort of low time frame support level that's formed is not really safe at all and doesn't really have much relevance, I don't think, because it can just cut right through it.
Sui having a big news pump?
Is it?
Yeah. They've done I don't know the exact details, but they've done a deal.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
World Liberty Financial.
Ooh. Look at Sui go. Go on, Sui. Very
I
nice.
I think we get retraced anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's well when you look at it, it's just now moving in to fill up some of the retracing it around here. That's probably not a bad anything around here is probably not a bad short opportunity. Maybe if it gets there, if it squeezes a little bit higher, maybe something into around there. Maybe about 290 if it can squeeze a little bit higher. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that pans out or not. Let's draw it on and we'll come back to it later. Let's see if we can squeeze a little bit higher. Let's see what we do if we go there. But that's a nice little move today. 8% on Sui. But yeah, it's a news pump in it. What's the deal with ENA today? That has had a major pump on it. 17% up on ENA. You mentioned yesterday. Did you want to look at any a stock or something, Wiz?
Yeah, one sec. My phone's ringing.
Oh, yeah. Go on, mate. Go on. Make sure that you drop a like on the stream anyway and subscribe. It is massively, massively appreciated. Don't be stingy with your likes. And let us know if you want us to look at anything. Give us your altcoins in the chat if you want us to look at anything. Go, Whiffy go. Is Whiff pumping as well? So much manipulation. Yeah. You can't help but laugh, can you? Whiff. It's going for it a little bit, isn't it? It's going for it a little bit. What am I doing here? Adder's on a bit of a retrace today, innit? Because that was moving up big time yesterday. It was moving up very nicely. What else have we got? Anything else moving decently? Not really. I'll wait on your guys' suggestions in the chat. If you don't have anything to say, then that's fine. I mean, we don't just have to look at altcoins either. If you've got a topic that you want us to discuss, or maybe you've got a question or a scenario, let me know in the chat. Doesn't have to be look at this ticker. If you've got a question about anything, or if you want to ask about a topic or whatever it may be, get them in the chat and we'll take a look and a listen. That should be quite good.
Oh, gosh, that's a nice candle on Sui.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've gone past my points anyway of where I thought maybe we come back up to here. Maybe it goes further than people think. I don't know. But that is nice. 12%,
don't you?
Yeah, 12% on Sui. Very, very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Maybe here. To be fair, yeah, coming into here, I think this level that I've got marked out as well. I think it's it's quite a key level on the daily, really, as well. So maybe it just gets slammed into resistance. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, with these, you need to be a bit wary, don't you, of where you trigger because there'll be such a build-up of shorts and people trying to short it as well.
They go in stages. They go in stages, so you'll try and do it from a cascading perspective.
You need to... Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I think we're beginning to see a bit of a breakdown in it.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat if you're going to trigger it off or not.
I might have a little nibble.
I think, yeah, this kind of seems. I mean, you could stick your invalidation above $3, couldn't you? I suppose. Yeah. I think this level though around $3, I've got it put at 298. I think it's quite the key level. So yeah, maybe it just halts right below that. I don't know. I feel knackered today. How are you feeling, Wiz? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling tired?
I'm feeling pretty.
How's the market having an effect on you?
I'm feeling pretty tired. It is what it is. I think we're sort of at a weird bit where there's just a lot of malaise.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're feeling the same, where it's just like another day in the circus, as we say.
Yeah, I feel tired. I do. I feel tired. Off to work. Have a good day, fam. Yes, Josh. Thank you very much for joining, mate. Have a good day as well. Wintermute taking out shorts. Yeah, they're getting ripped a new hole, aren't they? Let's see. Did you what's it doing? Yeah. There we go. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Cascade. Now the news longers maybe get ripped a new hole now. We're going to see it now distribute back down. Did you take it, Wiz?
I did indeed.
Oh.
Have a look at
there we go.
How we are doing. Let's keep going. Are they going to get to my first TP?
And where have you stuck that?
Around the 2.8 mark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it should get there, shouldn't it?
Around 2.8, 2.7, and 2.6. And then 25% runner.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Some buys are coming in now.
Crypto Bro says, I'm feeling wrecked today, but I'm fasting. Okay. Are you fasting? Why are you fasting?
It's
are you
Ramadan, isn't it?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, does it last? It lasts a month, doesn't it? Ramadan. Is it a month? I think 30 days or something. I'm not too sure. Well, good luck, mate. That can't be easy. That can't be easy. I imagine it's really tough because I don't think you can drink either, can you? Or is it just food? Is it food and drink?
Food and drink, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's tough, isn't it? Going a whole day without any water or anything, yeah. Best of luck, mate. And yeah, I'm sure, hopefully, it gets easier the more you do it. I'm sure it does.
Come on, breakdown, Siri.
Yeah, breakdown. Got it too. Another Dave got in as well. Crypto is the entrance way to mental health issues, says Reggie, man. It can be, mate. It can be, yeah. You just kind of try and need to detach yourself from it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need to try and detach yourself from it, and yeah, it can be tough out there. It can be tough out there, but if you try and detach yourself from it, or at least put you in a position where maybe you can detach yourself if you're in solid plays and just let them play out. But yeah, it can be very challenging. Mate, you're going to get your TP1 here, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Here it goes. From sunrise till sunset, 0 food or water. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, mate. But
a lot of self pressure coming.
Yeah, you will no doubt be feasting tonight. Yeah. This is gonna go. Let's have a look on the 1 minute. Yeah, there's your top.
This is a
come into here, won't it? Probably bounce. It'll come into here, maybe.
As trades go, this was a relatively simple one. I think once you start to see that, so you see that first initial news pump, little bit of sort of taking profits, take out some of the shorts. Then that second wave goes up past the blown out shorts. And that $3 is such a key mark in SUI anyway. That
it is. Yeah, it is. So such a key SR zone now for the price. That was a really good punt. Well done, mate.
Yonksy,
28766. There you go. So the Stonksy viewers are eating. So a lot of you might not have got that if we wasn't on stream. So big up Wiz for seeing it as well. Big up Wiz for being the one that saw it.
Don't jinx it, Dave, because it's showing a little bit of strength on the 1 minute.
Yeah, it did go down to 282 though, I suppose.
I think we see it flush down.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna get a pop back up maybe. It just takes time, doesn't it? If it's topped low time frame, it'll take time to distribute back down. But it was a nice move regardless.
I don't think
Render on the go.
Yeah, I don't think we go up to $3 again. Because that one had a news pump as well.
Oh, look at that. That's some nice movement on Render, that.
How beaten up this stuff is, though, because I remember Render not so long ago at $7.
Yeah, unbelievable. And everything has been halved or more in the last 2 months or so. Pretty much.
Here we are.
You look at most things and everything has been halved or more.
Yeah, Sui's hit resistance again. Down
Where is it? I've lost it. I've lost it. Here it is. Yonksy's on
Yonksy, nice.
50x, Jesus. 50x. $3.15 liquidation. Bloody hell, mate.
Nice. You could probably bring your stop loss down, Yonksy, instead of risking the liquidation. So I think you're probably safe. I don't want to jinx it, but you're probably safe at anything above 2.9-ish. Actually, I say that as we pump up back up.
Yeah, it's pumping back up.
This is a secondary pump, isn't it?
Yeah. This is maybe the one where it comes in and tries to take some people out. That's short, isn't it?
Gets the late shorts.
Yeah. I'll go down to the 1 minute. Yeah.
It's in a bit of a battle.
It is having a bit of a battle, isn't it?
I do quite like it. I quite like going to the 1 minute sometimes and just watching just the absolute battle between the longs and the shorts. You see the volume, but the volume's starting to dry off a little bit now. I think we've had that initial volume spike.
Yeah. Volume's starting to die off, in it, back into these sorts of levels. See, really, this is where it should top lower time frame-ish. Because you've got your impulse up, you've got your peak, you've got your drop down, you've then got your complacency bounce, which then should lead to it rolling over now for the markdown.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like it's just a really lower time frame cycle, pretty much. But this should be your low time frame, lower high now. If it's going to round off here. Bitcoin's having a bit of a go back to the upside as well.
That's probably why you're seeing a little bit of strength in SUI at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, SUI's
what are you doing on the weekend, Wiz? Have you got many plans?
Good question. I've not actually. Probably a bit of a chilled one. Obviously, I was away last week, and I've got a wedding on Thursday, so it's probably just a chilled out one. Get some stuff done. Hoping for a bit of sunshine. Yeah. What about you, Dave?
Well, I'm off tomorrow. I booked it
yeah.
off. I'm going for a full day out. Going out tomorrow, late morning-ish.
Nice.
And then, yeah, out all day on the ale. Then go into the rugby tomorrow night. And then out again after it. So, yeah, I'm going to have one sore head on Saturday, that's for sure. But, yeah, it should be a fun day. Big day out. Big day out.
Yeah.
On the ale. Nothing better.
I've just put Sui on the 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, explode.
It caught a beautiful shot on the 1 second.
We've got 41A saying what Stonksy's saying for Bitcoin. Here we go, yeah. So now this should roll over now, really, shouldn't it? This should start to roll over.
Yeah.
For Bitcoin, we've got nothing on the 1 minute after this drop down here. It's still... is it still? It's still green on the 10 minutes from yesterday. Sorry, from Tuesday. Still green on the 10 minute from Tuesday. I don't think there's anything on the 1 hour. I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing on the 1 hour. And I think that might... I think that maybe might be it across the time frames for now. Anything on the 5? We did get the pump up on the 5 as well, but yeah, that's pretty much it for now. And I think it should still be green on the weekly as well.
Yeah, it's just flushing down.
Is it flushing down? Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. Roll over. Roll over.
I might actually, if I zoom out, take Stonksy off and put a FRVP over the top of it. I think it looks as if we're at a point of volume. FRVP.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't roll over completely.
Yeah,
right.
there's very little volume below where we're at. Yeah, the point of control is 287. I saw David posted the video as well.
Oh, did they? Oh, look at this. Crypto Caesar. David Sachs says US government sold 195,000 Bitcoin for 366 million over the past decade. Today, that would be worth 17 billion. Insane.
Crazy, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is crazy.
That's pretty interesting looking, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Sui shouldn't be included in a strategic reserve.
That's ETH. That's ETH BTC on the weekly. That's Sol Bitcoin on the monthly. Oh no, sorry, they're both on the month.
Yeah, I think we've got to a point that I think obviously whilst we want in the alt season, we need a big rally on Bitcoin before we see anything. Yeah,
we do.
And I think it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see Bitcoin dominance hit sort of 70%, which is wild.
Yeah. The thing is though, is that in that scenario, everything would still be going up. It just wouldn't be going up as much as everyone would expect. So if Bitcoin was to break out, towards 120, 130, 140, 150, whatever, everything would still go up. It would just be the fact that Bitcoin would be dominating more of the market share still.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that. It's just obviously the scary thing comes in is on the corrections, everything would get crushed pretty hard once it's that, unless it was just one very fast move up with barely any significant pullbacks. And then obviously then it goes to distribute, and then also pretty safe then as long as the distribution range comes in.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
Because then, they would still have got a decent pump.
Yeah. Sui's rolling over again now. Just hit another higher low. I think Yonksy's 50x will be safe and sound. I don't know where he's planning to pull out. Might be. I will say, Yonksy, it might be worth once you sort of hit your profits to leave a runner on this, because I think on Sui because we know if you put it on the hourlies at Dave and zoom out, I think we've spoken about this on Sui. Is Sui has like this really big no man's land. Yeah. If you look at where we are like it is. If you has it got Siri?
Siri, yeah, got Siri up. It always does that.
Yeah,
if we put it on the...
You've just got a big no man's land here. If we flush down past here, you go into no man's land. And that's what I think.
It's really clean, that as well.
Yeah, I know a few people range trading, because that's why I find with Sui you're getting really big percentage movements at the minute, is because you've just got this big void. Like there's just that void between 2.37 and sort of that $3 mark is just emptiness.
Yeah, and it's trying to fill it in at the moment, isn't it? Maybe it's going to do a little this here. What happened with here? Maybe it's going to do like a little, just a little range here. But I mean, it's so clean because if we lose this 2.37 level, it's back within here and probably going back down to 1.64 maybe. It's so clean.
Yeah, and I bet Yonksy's 50x will be a lovely return if we hit 237.
Oh yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? We've got 2 minutes. Yeah, we've got 2 minutes.
In a minute.
Let's get the old charts up.
That's breaking down, isn't it?
Yeah.
S&P.
Yeah, we need it to hold. We need it to really hold. I need it to hold the lows for sure. But
put that for a candle down.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, making a move back up on Bitcoin anyway. So let's have a look before we get the open. We got 38 votes, 53% up, 47% down. So very nearly an even split. But the majority have gone with up. And we are open. There we go.
Here we are. Send it down, and hit my TPs, please.
What have you got on at the moment? Have you just got Sui open now?
That's the only real sort of active position I've got. Yeah, I've not really touched a lot, I must say. Been quite nice. I don't think anyone's sort of enjoying this price action, but I've just been away from a lot of it, really. There's always an opportunity in the market.
Yeah. Oh, come on then. Oh, look at that volume coming on the 1 minute there. Oh, yeah. Come on then. Let's go. Oh, what's that doing to Sui? No, nothing. All right. You're all right.
That Bitcoin's completely sold off into.
Yeah. There we go. And now we retrace the pump. There we go. Now we retrace the open pump. Yeah. Back down. S&P 500 going lower.
Oh, here we are.
There we go.
Go on. TP1 has been hit.
There we go. So he's
Gosh, we
getting
are
it.
in
Whoa, look
free fall.
look at Bitcoin. Whoa. Whoa, look at it go. Feeling the pressure. Hi all, I've managed to log in just before that Poxy Tinkerbell is rung. Oh, I bet you was loving that, James, wasn't you?
It is a bit
I wonder how TMG's 10,000 Bitcoin short went. I never fully close winning positions. If it runs, I'll smash it with high leverage and add to it. The S&P 500 is in free fall. Look at it chug down.
That is.
We are chugging down on it, and it's dragging Bitcoin down with it as well. It's dragging Bitcoin down to Pound Town. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's funny at the moment, just like the crypto market just can't catch a break at all, can it?
No, not all.
Like as soon as Bitcoin looks to look good, there's either some sort of headline or the S&P 500's dropping or something that will just drag it and suction it back down. But yeah, I bet the daily candle is looking horrific now. Yeah, that's not a good looking daily candle at the moment.
Go on, get past this volume.
So
We've hit the volume note on Sui. Let's hope that we can smash back through it, and Yonksy and I can relax.
There we go. Nice profit though. Nice profit.
Yeah, I mean, I've moved my stop loss to entry now, so it's a free trade in my eyes. Yeah, once everyone is giving up, we'll see the rally of the cycle. I think everyone's tried to front run the rally. I think and I remember coming on with you, Dave, before Christmas. I was banging the drum and said, like, I think we've got some serious macroeconomic headwinds to tackle first, and I think we need those to play out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where we are. I think what we need the dollar to break down. We need the dollar to break down. We need the wars to end. We need gold to distribute. We need oil to continue falling. And then I think we'll start to see
100%.
Then we'll start to see the liquidity pumped in. It's not as simple as Trump says buy crypto, he comes into office, we're going to run. It's we need global liquidity to be injected back in.
Yeah, we need a few factors to play out.
That is brutal.
Dave, your bullhorns seem to be drooping. My bullhorns are never droopy. Never droopy. They've not been droopy once on this whole cycle. And look where we are compared to where we started. So, you know, I've been banging the bullish drum since the lows. So a little 10%, 15%, 20% correction is nothing for me to worry about.
I'm still bullish as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, some of these are getting hammered. I'm just going through my watch list and it's crazy.
Well, everything getting hammered now.
Yeah. MicroStrategy is getting hammered. BBAI, that's getting hammered.
Yeah, Nvidia's
hammered.
Down. Bloody hell, look at that gap on Nvidia. Nvidia's getting hammered -4%. Apple's actually doing all right. Meta's down nearly 2%. Microsoft's down 1%. Amazon's down 2.3%. Tesla's down 5%. Woo!
That's one to
Wow.
keep an eye on, actually. So, Avgo, this might present quite a good opportunity for Broadcom. They have their results tonight, and I think if they get hammered, you should be able to. Gosh, they have been hammered, yeah. You might be able to get. Gosh, that is a. Yeah. Avgo down 6.5%. This might actually be it might actually be not financial advice, but it might be a good play, given sort of Nvidia's earnings weren't bad.
Yeah, I think something to keep an eye on here with the S&P 500 is a sweep of the weekly low, and if we fall below that, this I believe will undoubtedly give a bounce, a touch of this 5672 region, or 5670, wherever you want to put it. Key previous SR. So I undoubtedly think we either, if we sweep the low of the week and then bounce, obviously good stuff, but just a little tiny further downside, and I think this gives a decent reaction, to be honest.
Come on, I need Siri to flush down again.
But yeah, it needs to have a decent reaction, really. It needs to.
Come on, flush down, Siri. What are your thoughts, Dave, on Broadcom?
What's that?
It's a semiconductor company.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
They're the second largest behind Nvidia. I've just taken.
What's the ticker?
Avgo, AVGO.
Let's see. Oh, what was the earnings?
They're tonight after.
Oh yeah. Well, it's filled in this gap now, hasn't it? It's filled in that gap fully. So maybe it's worth a punt. That was a big old gap. I mean, yeah, that was quite a key resistance point for it, wasn't it? Where it's dropped below at the moment, like here, resistance like around 185 and below. So I don't know, but maybe it's worth a punt. Why are you bullish on this?
Yeah, I've gone for a punt. I think a lot of this open today is a bit oversold.
Yeah. I suppose it's worth a punt, isn't it, with that gap down? How's everything recovering? Maybe it's not. Nvidia's recovered a little bit. Apple's nearly fully recovered to go positive on the day nearly. Meta's recovered a little bit. Tesla's a tiny bit. Amazon's recovering. Maybe everything turns it around. If we turn around on the S&P now, obviously if we turn around on the Mag 7, Apple's just turned positive. Then we could get a nice little squeeze on Bitcoin again here. So that pressure from the S&P 500 will have been relinquished then. So that's what we need, alongside Bitcoin just showing just general strength anyway.
Yeah. Waiting for Siri to flush down. I've got to drop off now, Dave, but it's a pleasure as always.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Big thanks for joining. Always a pleasure to have you on, mate.
Take care.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Yeah.
So
Take care. Have
Yeah.
fun in the market.
make sure everyone
Yonksy,
goes and
make sure-
follows Wiz as well on Twitter. Type in.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Yeah, I was
Wizard
just
of
gonna
Oz.
say, make sure everyone goes and types in Wizard of Oz. Yeah, goes and follows you. And we'll have Wiz on again whenever he can.
Yeah. And yeah, Yonksy, we flush down and you eat well tonight. Right. Take care.
Yeah. Big up Wiz for that Sui alert. Let's see what we're getting anyway. What we're doing on Bitcoin. Nothing amazing, is it? Nothing amazing in terms of reaction so far. So we need a squeeze on Bitcoin today, going into tomorrow. Or maybe we don't. Maybe that's exactly what we don't need, is to not give any sort of pump to sell into. I don't know. Yeah, you'd love it, don't you, youngster? James is heading out to Thailand next year. Ooh, very nice, mate. Very nice. Enjoy. Sounds epic. Sounds absolutely epic. But, yeah, hopefully we can hold here. Shall we have a look at the charts to see what's going on? We could have a look what's going on. Let's see. Right, so 142.20. Right, so currently on a 10-minute chart on Bitcoin, not actually looking awful. Obviously, we came up and tagged just shy of $93,000 earlier today. And currently sold off, obviously, into US Open. But if we get some relief on the S&P 500, then hopefully we could see another bounce back to the upside. At the moment, we've got the Mag 7 selling off quite a bit, a couple of them. S&P 500 is heading back down towards weekly lows as well. Let's see. So this is the low of the week so far. It looks like maybe it's going to come and sweep the liquidity of yesterday, maybe even the low of the week. Over on Bitcoin, yeah, I said we dropped below 90k again, hanging around $89,000. We've got ETH falling off a cliff again. Strong sell-off on ETH. Back down towards 2,200. Can't seem to get any sort of momentum, can it, on its own? We've got XRP. A couple of coins have had decent days up until that Bitcoin sell-off as well. Up a handful of percent, some of them. XRP's given back some of them gains to the market. Where is Solana? Solana's pretty stagnant, to be honest. It goes high as 152 today, but not really doing much itself. We've got ADA, minus 6%. Obviously had a big rally yesterday and earlier this week on its own. Was a very good performer yesterday, but yeah, it's sold off and it's heading back down towards levels of Tuesday with a nice little red Stonksy background on there as well. So that is good to see. TRX just hanging around on its own again, isn't it? Kind of does its own thing most of the time against the market. Sui had some key news come out today. As you can see, the big spike that we got and is now distributing back down. Coming to fill in that news candle. Got just shy of $3. And yes, sold off. And yeah, thanks to Wiz for identifying that candle. A lot of watchers on this live stream got into a short and I imagine printed a nice little gain off that. So well done everyone in the chat who's done that. Litecoin is still hanging around towards its range low. had a really good pump up today, actually. Yeah, that was earlier today, but has come down, retraced that move, and yeah, still hanging quite close towards its range low. We've got a couple of poor performers today, Hype being one of them, falling below $16, heading back down towards its lows again, its lowest levels since launch. These are since the run up. Maybe coming down towards test demand down here, or there is a nice little range between these two levels where it could come into form a nice base and then maybe make an attempt to rally again. We'll have to see with Hype. What else have we got on the watch list? Let's see. We got Near up quite decently. We got Render, another one that's been strong this week. Nice run up on Render. Stonksy caught a really nice drop on it as well on Monday. Steep drop off into Tuesday, but then has reversed that. Came up and is selling off alongside the rest of the market. ENA is the biggest performer on the list today. Really, really solid movement today, and is currently just hanging around towards its daily highs. Up 15%. So that is good stuff across there. But yeah, overall, market kind of waiting for Bitcoin to make a sustained bid instead of this choppiness that we're getting, where we're getting a spike and then sell off. We need to see some sustained momentum to the upside, back towards $95,000. Key to get above to head back towards 99. But we do have some important events coming up tomorrow. We've got non-farm payrolls the hour before US market opens. We've then got Powell speaking a few hours after. And then, of course, we have the elusive crypto summit at the White House. So it should be a very interesting day tomorrow, packed full of events, no doubt cause massive volatility across the market. And yeah, should provide some good swing opportunities, lower time frame maybe. But that's pretty much it for today. Nothing too much going on. Market's a mixture of red and green, and that's pretty much where we're at. Let me know what your thoughts are on the markets anyway. Yeah. I certainly have, mate. I've been once or twice. Where are you now? Wales. Where it means I have to stay in the UK. Unfortunately, FCA limitations. Well, hopefully, mate, you can make it out of the working. That's the dream, innit? Is to make it out of the working jobs. That's the dream for everyone. I hate days like these. Yeah, it's just nothing really much going on, is there? It's a real test in time as well. It's a test of everyone's sort of strength, isn't it? Mental strength. Times like this, after we've had lengthy consolidation for the past year, tied into obviously the recent correction. Oh, I love what I do. Fully so. However, just like to be able to fancy. Well, yeah, that's it then. That's it, mate. And yeah, if you love what you do, then that is the main thing. Nothing really else matters, as long as you know if you're liking doing what you're doing day to day. That's the biggest gift that you can get. Bar Bitcoin, this is about the worst cycle I've ever seen. Bitcoin dominance is a real thing, Gwyneth. temper that in 26, 27. Yeah, I think it's definitely the worst one so far, but it still has time to correct that. You know, if we get, you know, that them couple of weeks / month or two of strong altcoin action, everything that's happened the past 6 months to a year will be forgotten, won't it? Everyone will forget about it. If we do have, you know, one more leg up on Bitcoin, then we get a strong alt season followed by that. All this altcoin pain will just be forgotten, as long as you remember to sell, of course. So, yeah, it's still got the potential to fix it, but at the moment, yeah, it's horrific. But we are getting a nice little push up back on Bitcoin again. Seems to have settled down a bit. The S&P 500 maybe has settled down. It came down. It swept. Did it sweep? No, it didn't sweep yesterday's low. It got close. It got close. You don't normally see that. Normally that would have given a full sweep. But key thing is, it may be looking like it's hit an intraday low. But Bitcoin is responding well. We're back above 90k. Obviously, next target, head back down up towards 92. And yeah, that's what we need, isn't it? That's what we want. Hopefully, those of you that took the Sui short closed out around here, because it looks like it's making a resurgence back to the upside. But there was a nice little opportunity to close out in the 270s. Are you willing to stay on 20 more minutes? You've got 8 minutes. You've got 8 minutes. So type it, send it to me on Twitter. You got 8 minutes. ICT. I'd love to hear this Hill story. Go on. I just feel entering alts late in the cycle is scary. Yeah, I mean, but some of them are at decent points, aren't they? Some of them are at like pretty good levels in terms of TA. You just focus on the chart. Look what the chart's saying. So there's a few. You know, if we pull up an example, AVAX, daily chart, zoom out. Let's turn off Stonksy for a second. Where is it? It's a key daily support dating back to December 23. So, you know, nearly like a year and a half. Held support here. Obviously, it was also a resistance area. Held support, held support, held support again now. So, you know, if it breaks below there, then you just cut, don't you? Because then it reopens this area down towards $14. So, you know, you look at ones like that. Some of them, despite being, you know, maybe, you know, getting late in the cycle or whatever, you might think, you just look at the chart and you think, right, okay, what are the technicals showing? Well, the technicals are showing this is at high time frame support. If it breaks below it, I'll just cut it. Another one, same thing. Support, 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 support all along here. It has dropped below, but as you noticed, they've just been for daily wicks. So another one, say, you know, if it breaks below here convincingly, then it's probably trading back into that 15 cent to 14, like 16 to 14 cent range here in this little bit. But until then, it's holding support nicely. Jasmy, same thing. Still within its wedge, still obviously holding support here along at this high time frame support. Another one, you know, if it breaks below, then it's probably going to come fill in. Maybe it's got a chance of bouncing down at 13. Otherwise, it's come filling in all the way back down towards here, isn't it? So, you know, you can go through. You can probably pick a load of these out. I mean, Injective. let's see, Injective. What is Injective doing? I haven't looked at this. So Injective maybe has a little bit more to go, maybe. But it's getting there. I mean, if it comes back and sort of tests that again, it did nearly get there, didn't it? But, you know, you would consider that, you know, resistance, flip to support, resistance, again around here, resistance, 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 blast through. This week, it did come down and pretty much test it. You know, maybe if you'd have drawn, you know, you could draw the level differently. You know, maybe had your level drawn there, and then it pretty much hits it back on the nose. So, you know, again, you consider that high time frame support. So there's probably loads of them that you can look at like that and consider there maybe being good risk reward at these levels. You know, Link came down into one as well the other day. You know, this is one that we've looked at quite consistently over the past week or two. And again, you know, came down right back towards this level that I'd drawn here. But again, you know, maybe you'd have it drawn a bit higher. Maybe you'd have it drawn there, which again, basically hit it right on the nose and has bounced nicely so far. So you can pick them out and then just have your invalidation and stuff like that. But there is ones, despite where the market is and stuff like that, there is altcoins out there that just for the sake of buying them and are not there, but ones that are actually at high time frame support and stuff like that are there. I'm off to call client later, and thanks, Dave. Once again, cheers, mate. Thank you very much for joining. Appreciate you, James. Have a good day, mate. And I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'm off. So have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next week, mate. Now it would take longer than 8 minutes tomorrow, guys. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm off. So save it for Monday, ICT. Get it all written out and ready, and ping it over to me on Monday stream, and we'll read it out. Would you say it's best to focus on new shiny or old is gold? Well, I think we've seen this cycle that, you know, bar a few of them, like new shiny ones haven't really done that well overall. A lot of them have sold off, haven't they, and just never really recovered, bar a few like Sui and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're looking at high caps that are new, so, you know, maybe ones like Sui then and Say, then yeah, obviously, you know, like we covered Say, then that's at a decent place. Sui's got some key levels at around where it's at now as well. But, you know, with older ones, you know exactly what you're getting. And because it's got historical levels, you know exactly what you can be looking at. So, like, you know, for something like AVAX, things like them, like Link, you know exactly what you're looking at, aren't you? You know, it's not probably going to go down like massively much more from that point on unless it loses levels. And we'll probably need market capitalization for that as well. Yeah, I don't know about DOT, to be honest. I think there's probably a better bet out there than DOT, in my opinion. But yeah, Doge, Link, AVAX, ones like them, yeah. You know, Say, Sui, maybe. There's definitely some out there. Why Sui pumping? Where is Sui at? I don't know. I think it's just the market doing its thing, isn't it? Just the market doing its thing. Maybe looking now to take out some shorts again. I will be poking you with dad jokes over the weekend. LMAO, good luck. Okay. That's fine. Guys, please don't type messages like bye. All right, I'm off. Yeah. You shut up. You don't tell people what to do. People can do whatever they want. If people want to say bye to me, then they can. Just because no one says bye to you, don't get salty. Yeah, that was the news, Scotty. Yeah, that gave it a good old pump. But yeah, big thank you to everyone who joined today. If you haven't already, do make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And if you're looking to trade anything today, do make sure you click that first link in the description, and I'll put it in the chat now. Sign up to BLOFIN. the best overall exchange and non KYC exchange for you to trade on. Spot futures, hold funds on. Do make sure you click that link, sign up. You get some nice welcome bonuses as well using the Stonksy link. And if you do want to come and join Stonksy, obviously you get full indicator access, Discord access, and trading bot access. That's the second link in the description. ICT is a troll with crap stories. Yeah, we've had some interesting stories from him so far. I mean, whatever this happened, he was on a hill with a bunch of mates, so drinking alcohol. So who knows what could have happened there? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Until Monday. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining, mate. I appreciate you coming and spending your time to watch. But yeah, big thank you everyone. Like I said, I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'm not around. But I will be back Monday. So have a great end of the week. Obviously, whatever we get tomorrow will be interesting. There's, like I said before, we've got NFP, we've got Powell speaking, and then obviously the summit. So expect volatility. And have yourselves a nice weekend, and we'll catch up. Actually, Sunday night, won't it? It'll be Sunday night for the hour stream on Sunday night. So I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.